Hey everyone, this is Joanne coming to you live from New York. I'm also known as #UnicornBoss. So as you guys are jumping online tonight, make sure you hit me up with some unicorn emojis because those are my jam. If you're grabbing me live, go ahead and leave me a number 1. And if you're catching me on the replay, go ahead and leave me a number 2. If you're a brand new friend, go ahead and comment new below so that way I can circle back around and connect with you. And if you're keto, make sure you go ahead and comment keto and let me know how long you've been on the journey. So I'm super excited, you guys. I've actually been on a fast for the past 60 hours and this is my first time doing a keto kitchen in a hot minute, and I've kind of missed the interaction with you guys and meeting new people, so I'm super excited to do a keto kitchen tonight with you guys. We're going to be making something super yummy. So I see a bunch of you guys jumping online. Welcome. If you're grabbing me live, go ahead and leave me a number 1, and if you're catching me on the replay, go ahead and leave me a number 2. Once again, if you're a brand new friend, don't forget to comment new so that way I can circle around and say hi to you. And if you're keto, go ahead and comment keto and let me know how long you've been on the journey. And if you're just happening to grab me on the live feed right now, make sure you go ahead and send me a friend request and hit follow. So let me take a quick minute and say hello to everybody that's jumping on right now. Hey Matt, hi Rose, hi Tanya. Welcome everybody. So I know it's super late and we're doing a late keto kitchen tonight, you guys, but Wednesdays is my training night and we just finished, and I haven't been cooking because I've been on a 60-hour fast and it was amazing. I lost almost 9 pounds and I feel incredible. So this is my first time back into the kitchen. I'm really, really excited. Hi Erica, thanks for joining. So tonight we're going to be doing a little bit of a treat. It's high in fat, so I'm super excited about it. It's kind of like a spin-off on a fat bomb, but it's actually a low-carb keto cookie. So who here loves cookies? If you do, go ahead and leave me some cookie emojis in the comments here because I know I sure did. Before I went keto, I really struggled with a sweet tooth, and cookies and brownies were my weakness, as well as chocolate. Hey Caitlin, thanks for joining. Hi Monica. So this is actually a low-carb keto snickerdoodle. So this is something that you could have to satisfy your sweet tooth, to kind of enjoy yourself maybe when you wind down at night. I don't know about you guys, but I like to eat something sweet kind of towards the end of my night. Am I the only one like that? If you can relate, go ahead and leave me some hearts below. So I'm excited to give this a try. It looks super quick and easy. I've never made this before, so we're gonna learn together, and you guys kind of know that that's my jam. I do quick and easy and new in the kitchen, so really excited. Oh, thank you so much for the share, Rose. So by the way, if you guys enjoy my page, if you enjoy the content and that it's high vibe and you learn new things about keto every time we come live here together, make sure you go ahead and share this out. I really appreciate the support and the love. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. So let me walk you through the ingredients and we'll do the macros real quick. Thanks for all the hearts and likes. I see it, you guys. Thank you so much. So let's see here. So for your macros, the serving size is 1 cookie. The calories is 131, which of course you know you don't really count if you're keto. At least I don't. I'm more worried about my fat and my protein. So the fat here is 13 grams per cookie. So that's kind of comparable to a fat bomb, which I think is really, really cool. Oh, thanks for the love on the shirt. So for those of you that know, I'm a huge gamer, so Kirby is my jam. So if you have a Switch or if you're playing any games right now, feel free to comment and let me know what you're playing. So 13 grams of fat, that's amazing. So I'm super excited about this. The protein is of course low because it's a cookie, but it's still got 3 grams in there, which is pretty respectable. And it's only 1.5 net carbs per cookie. So that's pretty low. So I'm really stoked about this. So I'm really looking forward to trying it with you all. So as I get the camera set up here, I'm just going to move this a little bit. Feel free to say hi and let me know how your day was. And if you share out the video, I will give you a full name shout out as long as I see it here pop up on the feed. So for our ingredients, it's very simple. We've got some almond flour. Can you guys see this okay? Got some almond flour. We've also got, what else? Some baking powder, some softened butter, which I already have in my bowl here. And we've also got, the recipe actually calls for erythritol, which I don't have, but I really enjoy cooking with Swerve. So this is typically the sugar replacement that I use. I've tried a few different things. I kind of like this better than stevia, just because stevia can never seem to get the measurements right. I don't know if anybody else can relate. Feel free to comment below and let me know what sugar substitute you use on your keto journey, because I would love to learn more. I don't really carry erythritol erythritol because I have pets and it can be poisonous to your animals, so be very careful of that. But I do enjoy Swerve just because it kind of has a 1-to-1 ratio for sugar. So when I would work with stevia, a lot of times you have to convert it, and I just never knew how many drops really equaled a cup of sugar or a half a cup of sugar or what have you. And then I felt like I was wasting a lot of ingredients because the sugar wasn't right. It was either too sweet, too bitter, not enough. So I found that Swerve has a really nice 1-to-1 ratio. This is also all natural, and it won't break your ketosis. Sorry, totally had a moment there, you guys. I am getting a little tired here. This is late for me, but that's okay. We're gonna get through this real quick. So see if I got any questions here. Okay, no, we'll keep going. All right, perfect. So first thing is we're preheating our oven to 350 degrees, and we're gonna mix all of the ingredients in a medium-sized bowl. And then what I have is I've got separately, I've already mixed for my topping. So how many of you guys like Snickerdoodles? If you do, if you like cinnamon and sugar and that kind of yumminess, go ahead and comment Snickerdoodle below, if I can say that word. But it's one of my favorite cookies and I haven't had it in so long. So this is essentially for the topping. So once we roll out the dough and everything, we're gonna drag the cookie dough in the sugar here and then kind of press it down. So this is just for the coating. It's got 2 tablespoons of Swerve as well as a teaspoon of cinnamon. So we're gonna make the dough now. So first step is we need 2 cups of almond flour. So that's what I've got here. I'm just gonna make sure this is my almond flour. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I confuse my coconut and my almond flour. Does that happen to anybody else, or am I just like a total noob at this? So I usually just smell it just to make sure that it is not coconut flour, because coconut flour has a light aroma of coconuts. So if you didn't know that, neat little keto hack for you. So, okay, we're doing 2 cups. I'm probably gonna have to use a spoon because I don't think I can get this in here. So while I'm getting this going, feel free to let me know how you guys are doing on your keto journey. How much weight have you lost? What are you enjoying? What's going wrong for you? What are you struggling with? Feel free to hit me up and ask any questions that you may have. So, trying to like not pack it, but make sure I get enough in there. Okay. So that seems pretty good. Hi everyone, welcome. So what made me do the keto journey? Good question, Erica. So when I first started, I was actually super overweight. I was over 200 pounds. I was very sick. I was not sleeping at night. I was suffering from insomnia. My anxiety and depression was out of control. I was super overweight, of course. One day I looked down and I couldn't see my toes anymore, and that was really scary to me. You know, I just kept buying the fat pants, and then I kept growing out of the fat pants. So, you know, I just got to the point where I said, you know, enough is enough and I need to do something about it. So initially I started just by counting calories and working out, getting healthy, and I lost 45 pounds that way. I did a really good job, but despite doing well, I still felt really sick. So that was when I kind of just stumbled across the ketogenic lifestyle, and I heard of all of the amazing benefits. There's some really awesome pros to going keto, like having great energy, like having better mood. What else? Sleeping better at night. So all the things I was really suffered from, I found that were benefits actually from the ketogenic lifestyle. And it's a great way to lose weight. So if you're definitely in the position where you want to lose some weight, it's a fantastic thing to try. And I just love it. I love this journey. It's done amazing things for me, and I just love my life now. Before, I felt like I could barely function. I struggle with focus, and I have such great energy now. I can do whatever I want to do with my life. Whereas before, I just felt like I was tired all the time and I was sleeping my life away. So that's why I was doing it. Was it hard? Everything's a journey. So we're doing 2 cups here. I'm just making sure I'm not going over. It's a different way of thinking. That's what I want to say. It's not necessarily hard. And if anybody's keto right now and you want to share with Erica, feel free to go ahead and comment. It's a different way of thinking. So, you know, you're trained your whole life that fat is bad, that you can't have butter, that you can't have bacon, that all of these things are bad for you. And then all of a sudden you are trying a lifestyle where all these things that you couldn't have, especially me when I was counting calories, I couldn't afford the high fat items because they were high in calories. So all of a sudden it's kind of like retraining your brain. So in that respect, it was a little hard, but once I got used to it, and I made a lot of mistakes my first month, but once I got used to it, it was very intuitive and my body really responded to it well. So not necessarily hard, but just different. So, I mean, if I can do this and I'm very simple, anybody can. So, okay, we've got our 2 cups of almond flour. I've got my half a cup of butter softened in here. We're gonna do a pinch of salt, and then we need 3/4 of a cup of erythritol. So I'm just gonna do a pinch of salt here. And then we'll get our erythritol. Actually, let me get the baking soda first so I don't forget about it. I have a bad habit, especially while I'm on camera and I'm chit-chatting with you all, to forget the baking powder. It's happened to me before. Okay, half a teaspoon. Yeah, erythritol is keto. You can totally have keto. I'm sorry, you can totally have erythritol. You just have to be careful because it is poisonous to animals. So, half a teaspoon. Okay. And I just got mine on Amazon. I don't know about you guys, but I'm from New York, so if you want to, feel free to go ahead and comment and let me know where you're coming in from. Where I'm at, there's not a lot of like healthy whole foods option. The nearest Whole Food store is like Trader Joe's, and it's down in Jersey, and it's kind of a hike. It's not something that I would ever go down to really do. So I struggled with finding this locally. So I just picked it up on Amazon, and it was a pretty good price. Okay, so we need our sugar. So it says 3/4 of a cup. I'm going to totally break the rules and put it in a liquid measure just because that's what works for me. And the kitchen's all about breaking rules, at least on my page. I don't do like strict cooking here, so show me some love, no hate here. That's it, that looks good. So we're just going to go ahead and mix up our dough, and then we're gonna try rolling it out and see how it does. And I hope this does well, because the last time I tried to make a dough for a pizza, it did not go very well. So, so hi Benita, she's from Colorado. Hey Jermaine from Massachusetts. Kelly from North Carolina, awesome. Florida, Tiffany, loving it. Okay. So what did everybody have for dinner tonight? Did anybody make anything keto? Feel free to shout it out here and share with everyone. I actually haven't had my dinner yet, so after this, I think I'm just gonna do something like really easy and make some like cheesy cauliflower, because it's been a busy, busy day for me. So I'm sorry, I know this part's boring, you guys, but feel free to hit me up with your keto questions while you have me, or share how your journey is going. Would love to hear about it. Keto pizza, oh my gosh. Fathead pizza is one of my all-time favorite things to do on keto. Who would have thought that a crust made out of mozzarella and what else? Cream cheese could taste like real pizza. Has anybody else made the keto pizza? What do you think of it? I absolutely love it. What did you have on your pizza tonight? So Benita had beef enchiladas minus the shell, love it. Grilled chicken bacon salad, that sounds good. The food tastes delicious, Erica, so I'll tell you a story. I don't know if my boyfriend's still on here, and if he is, he can feel free to share. He does not have a healthy bone in his body. He is one of those people that is naturally tall and thin and amazing, and all I have to do is look at food and I get fat. So but he, for the most part, loves everything I make. It tastes really good because it's high fat, so you really don't feel like you're depriving yourself. It's wonderful. The other night I made a taco pie. Has anybody made a taco pie? Feel free to go back and check out my live video if you're curious at all, but it was amazing and he loved it. Good, it was your first time, so I'm so glad you enjoyed it. He had bacon and fat-free barbecue sauce and chicken on his pizza. Damn, that sounds really good. That's a lot of extra protein. That sounds wonderful. I've made a few different fathead pizza pies. My first one I ever did had a normal red sauce on it. Of course, that was keto friendly. And then I added pepperoni to it, and it was amazing. And typically, I'm not actually a real pepperoni fan. I like to have pepperoni usually as a snack, but it was amazing on the pizza. It would just happen to be what I had in my fridge at the time. And then the next time I went to make a keto pizza, I thought I had keto-friendly sauce, and I actually didn't. So I ended up having to do a quick Alfredo sauce, so it was like a white pizza, and I just did the white sauce with the cheese, and it was awesome. So don't be afraid to try things outside of the box. Oh, thanks for the love on the hat. I actually just went to New York City last Friday. I've got a ton of photos on my page in case you're curious. You can go and check them out. But that's where I got the hat. I went to Nintendo World. So every time I go down to New York City, I always have to go to Rockefeller and check out Nintendo World because that was one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. Okay, so you can see here, it took me a little bit of time, but I pretty much have a dough finally forming here. So I'm just going to kind of see if I can get this in like a nice little, no fits. Okay, cool. Sometimes you never know with dough, like whether you can actually like pick it up or not, because sometimes it crumbles too much. So let me see how this does. So it's a teeny bit crumbly, but I want to just see if I can get it into a nice round ball here. So that way we can start covering our cookies and putting them on the cookie tray. And let me see, I don't know if I can see how long we cook for here. I think I have to turn the recipe over. So I'll tell you in just a minute how long these cook for. Hey Anna, thanks for joining. I saw somebody's niece was in New York. It just flowed through, but that's awesome. I would love to live or work in New York. I think that would be so dynamic and fun. It's strange because I'm two ways. I also am a big person, like I love the outdoors. I love to be outside. I love to hike, and I live in upstate New York right now. So I have a lot of opportunities for hiking and biking and going on trails. So where I live is super, super beautiful, and there's lots of opportunities to be outside and outdoors. But the other part of me loves the excitement of the city and seeing all of the new things and just loving it. I just love it down there. It's not very, well, at least for me, it wasn't keto friendly. I'll be honest with you guys. I totally did not do keto when I was down in the city. I ate all of the things, but I'm a really big believer about balance in your life, and I know some of you are strict keto and you'll never come off, and I totally commend you for that, but occasionally I want to enjoy some real life things. So when I was down there, I definitely did cheat and I had some special things, but I went into a fast and I feel great and got right back into it. So yes. So here we go. The dough came out perfect. What do you guys think? All right. I do work. I have my own health and wellness business, which is why I'm on here doing what I do. And then I also have a day job as well right now. So the goal is hopefully eventually to go full time. That's the ultimate dream. And I talk a lot about #DreamBig on my page. So if you enjoy my page, make sure you go ahead and send me a friend request and hit follow. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. So we're gonna bake this for 15 minutes. So it's not going to be a long bake time. And now we're going to get to the part where we're going to actually form the cookies. So let me get my pan. And it would be better if you guys use parchment. I keep forgetting to buy some when I go to the grocery store. Okay. My fast was actually for 60 hours. It was an extended fast. It was special. I was in a special group for support, and it was a lot of fun. So if you enjoy fasting, go ahead and comment fast below, and I'll make sure I get you some more information. And normally in my normal day, daily life, I do intermittent fasting. So I typically fast from my dinner all the way through till lunch the next day. And it was a very natural process. It wasn't something that I did right away. I worked myself up to that. And I encourage you that if you're keto, don't like jump into everything right away. I think people get very overwhelmed because they jump in, they go strict keto, they get sick with the keto flu their very first week, and they don't know how to fix it, and they don't know what's going wrong, and then they try to add in fasting. Meanwhile, they're trying to eat high fat, keep their carbs down. Like, it's just a lot. So if you're new and you're concerned that you're not doing all the things, I really think that's okay. I think your first month, you should really focus on learning what carbs look like and cutting back on your carbs and trying to stay under 20 grams of carbs. And you're gonna make a lot of mistakes. I know I did. When I first started, I had some 40 carb days and I was like, good Lord, what am I doing? And I kind of started to learn. And by the end of the month, it was easy. And then I started to focus on how I could increase my healthy fats. And then midway through like the second month, I started to feel, because I was fuller more often and because I was eating more fat, I was less hungry, and that allowed me to naturally start the process of intermittent fasting. So it says here to roll balls, to make 16 balls, an inch and a half in diameter. So I don't know, that's what I've got here. I don't know if that's good enough, but we'll go with it. I've got like no space, so I'm sorry, you guys, I have like no room here. Eventually I'm gonna have a nice, amazing big kitchen to do keto kitchens, but for now we have to make it work. So now I'm just gonna roll this bad boy in my cinnamon and sugar here. And then put it right on here and just give it a little smack. They say you should smack it down with a glass, but whatever, I think I can use my hand, it's fine. So lazy keto, does anybody know what lazy keto is? Because I know when I was new, I thought lazy keto was something else actually. So I thought lazy keto meant that you cheated once in a while, which it's very difficult to cheat on keto because it takes you like at least, I would think 5 to 8 weeks to get back into a true ketosis. So when you have a cheat day, it's several weeks before you're recovered from that. So just be mindful of that. So it's good to kind of carb cycle and stuff once you're like really consistent on your keto journey. But in the beginning, you really have to do it solid straight without any mistakes for quite a while. So lazy keto actually doesn't mean that you're cheating. Lazy keto means that you're not counting your macros. So I didn't know that. I actually thought lazy keto or dirty keto meant that you were just cheating once in a while, and that's not what it is at all. So I encourage everybody when you're brand new, even if you just do it for 2 weeks, you really need to download a free app and check your macros. Because in the beginning, I made so many mistakes with my foods and my carbs, and the only way I really learned was by tracking my macros and seeing that I was missing the mark. So if I wasn't tracking, I would not have learned, and I would not be as doing as well and as successful as I am right now and able to help so many people. So if you need help with your macros, go ahead and comment macro below, and I'll circle back around and get you, I'll reach out to you and send you a message, or you could always feel free to message me and ask for some help. But yeah, I'm a big believer of your first month, you should track. Now, I'm not saying you have to do it forever, and typically now I really don't track because I kind of know what food looks like. If I'm gonna try something brand new and I don't know what that food looks like carb-wise, I will throw it into my app and kind of take a peek at it and what it will do to my day. That way I can kind of plan accordingly. So sorry for the long-winded answer, but that's what I do. Yes, and I know Matt said he loved the zucchini boats. I also did a great recipe where I made taco zucchini boats or something like that. They were awesome. Check them out. They were really, really good and really easy to make. I try to only do easy recipes, you guys, because that's just the way my life is. I work 2 jobs. I'm very busy. And I need quick and easy, because by the time I come home, although keto helps me with not being tired all the time now, I just, you know, I have other things I want to do, and the kitchen is not one of my favorite things. So that's why I kind of do this, because, you know, when I was brand new and I was keto, and I'm sure there are people out there, so I'm not saying that I'm the only one, but I used to see a lot of people that were like really talented in the kitchen making these very, very awesome and dramatic recipes, and it was overwhelming to me because I'm not that good in the kitchen, and I didn't think I could do it. So as I started to slowly learn, I realized that people need to see normal people out there and to see that this is actually possible. And that's why I kind of started doing this, you guys. And I actually love it. So I'm glad I got into it. It was really scary at first and I make a lot of mistakes, but luckily you guys are really supportive and loving. So yeah, if you try any of the recipes, go ahead and tag me in a Facebook post. I would love to hear how it went for you and whether your family enjoyed it. So I missed a comment here and I can't scroll because I've got dough all over my hand. Let me see here. Lazy keto for months. Oh, okay. Anna, so you don't know how to work the app. There's a few different app choices, actually. Oh, thanks, Anna. I appreciate the love. That's so sweet. So, there's a few different apps that you can choose from. And if you've stalled in your weight loss and you're having trouble losing, you probably need to track your macros for a little bit, because I always say this, so if you guys know it, you can feel free to chime in, but it takes fat to burn fat. So if you're not losing weight, you're probably not getting enough fat. So it's great to get that app going. I've tried a few different apps. I've tried on MyFitnessPal. I feel like MyFitnessPal isn't really suited for keto. It's really good for counting calories, but I don't think it's a good choice for keto. There's so many other great apps out there. I was using Carb Manager for a while. That's also another really great app. But what I didn't like about Carb Manager, what I liked about it, I'll tell you two things. Sorry, it was like back and forth there. What I liked about Carb Manager was that it was really easy to set up my macros and my profile. I just picked the ketogenic profile and it set me up for 70% fat, 25% protein, 5% carbs. Awesome, really easy peasy. And it's pretty intuitive and easy to log your foods. What I didn't like about Carb Manager is that if I was making a brand new recipe and I wanted to see what the macros look like for that recipe, it is very painful, unless there's a better way. Maybe I just didn't know how. But it is very painful to create a recipe in Carb Manager. That's what I find. I do not like it. So somebody told me to try the Senza app, and it's S-E-N-Z-A, if somebody wants to type it in there so people have a visual. S-E-N-Z-A, Z as in zebra. I really like this app. It's totally free, not promoting it or anything. It's just something that I really enjoy. It's very easy to combine ingredients to make a recipe. So if I didn't have the macros here and I wanted to plug this into my app, I could literally just add the butter, the swerve, the baking soda, and put all of the ingredients together and just hit combine, and it'll take all 10 ingredients and boop, put it into one, and then you can just name it. So it's really, really easy. Thanks for putting that in there, Anna. So yeah, I would encourage you. The bad thing about the Senza app is it's not as intuitive, the interface, but once you get used to plugging everything in, it's not that hard. It just kind of is like a learned behavior. Once you figure it out, you'll have it and it'll be very, very easy. So yeah, if you use Senza, just go ahead and make sure you choose a ketogenic profile. I find that it starts you with carbs kind of on the high end. So all I did was I went into my account screen and I just lowered the carbs from like 25 to 20, because that's what I want to do personally. I like to give myself a little bit of wiggle room. So I like to do 20, and then if I go over, I'm okay. But if I aim for 25 and then I go over, it's a little bit too high in my opinion. So, hey Lacey, thanks for joining. So we're making Snickerdoodle keto friendly cinnamon sugar cookies. I'm really excited. Not a lot of ingredients. We did 2 cups of flour, a half a cup of butter, 3/4 cup of either erythritol or your sweetener. I'm using Swerve, so I'll give you guys feedback about whether Swerve works good for this recipe, and some baking soda. And then in the coating here, I don't know if you can see this, sorry, I have dough all over my hands. I've just got a sprinkle of sugar, the Swerve, not real sugar, you guys. I'm saying it, but you guys know that I'm not using real sugar, right? And cinnamon. And then what you do is you just roll the cookie around in here, get it nice and covered, and then you just flatten it on the cookie sheet. So it's supposed to make 16 cookies. I'll definitely have to cook them in batches because I only have one. This is how basic I am, guys. I only have one cookie sheet. So when I say I don't do kitchen, I really don't do kitchen. So yeah, it looks really good. They smell, even though they're not cooking yet, I can smell the cinnamon and sugar, and it brings me back to, like, I don't know, You know when you're like a little kid and you bring cinnamon sugar cookies to school and everybody loves you because you have the cool mom? Like that's what it feels like right now. Well, Jess, if you're just starting off and you're brand new to keto, all you've got to do is try this recipe here because it's actually keto friendly. It's very easy. And it's only got 1.5 carbs per cookie. But in each cookie is, I think, 13 or 14 grams of fat. I do have the macros up on the post here so you can go back and check them. And I'm using almond flour for this one. So, okay, as I'm getting to the end here, I'm having trouble getting my dough into balls, but we're fine here. So I actually prefer using coconut flour. I really like the texture of that, but I do think that the almond flour is going to be better suited for this type of cookie. But I'm sure if you wanted to play with coconut flour, you could, but it might not give you the right consistency. So I usually try not to deter too much from the recipe just because I'm not a whiz in the kitchen, so if something goes wrong, it's harder for me to recover. So I don't know if anybody can relate. If you can, go ahead and leave me some hearts below. Okay, so we're on the last cookie. So let's see here. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I got less cookies than what the recipe called for. So that means that these, I made them a little bit too big. So that's fine, but just kind of keep that in mind that means the macros are going to be slightly different for these. They're going to be a little bit higher now just because my cookies were bigger. So I was making balls a little bit bigger than this. So when you make them yourself, you may want to try just doing a little bit smaller. And I have a feeling when I bake these, they're probably all going to bleed together, but whatever. You know, you make it work. So thanks for the hearts, you guys. So give me a quick minute. I'm going to just get this off of my hands and then I'll show you what it looks like and we'll wrap up the video tonight. Okay, so super excited you all. Thank you so much for joining me. I had a really great time. It's been a while since I've been able to do a keto kitchen because I was on a fast. And I've definitely missed coming online and chatting with you all. This is what the cookies look like. So they pretty much look like Snickerdoodles, right? I'm really excited. So I'm just gonna throw these bad boys in the oven. My oven cooks a little hot, so I'm actually gonna do less than what the recipe calls for, and I wanna check on it. So it says to do 350 for 15 minutes. I'm gonna do 10 and check it because I find that if I do the full cook time, I usually have a hot mess and they're burned. So we'll see how it goes. Once it's done, I'll do a live testing. So if you wanna swing back to my page either later tonight or tomorrow, I'll definitely give a review. I always do, and I kind of let you know what changes I would tweak on the recipe and anything that I would do differently. And let's see here, 2 cups almond flour, 3/4 cup. Well, actually, all of the recipe is actually in the post, so you can go back and find it all, everything that you need. But it's 2 cups of flour, a 1/2 cup of butter, 1/2 cup, not 3/4 of a cup. And then a 3/4 cup of sweetener and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. But you'll have the recipe right in the post. Once we're finished here, you can go back in and you can just copy and paste it or take a screenshot. So nice and easy. You're so welcome. So thank you all for joining. If you enjoyed the content tonight, make sure you go ahead and share this out. I so appreciate the love and support. And if we're not friends yet, don't forget to go ahead and send me a friend request and hit follow. Thanks everyone. Have a great night. I'll be back here tomorrow to chat with you all. Take care.